What's going on, A pluses, nerd mixers? As always, you know it's your boy, Mr. India Chiha, Mr. Nerd Mix Alpha himself, and we got something really special here. We love introducing you guys to people that you may not know that we feel like you should know. So we got somebody that I'm really excited to bring on here, and my daughter's probably going to mark out when she sees this interview. It's going to be crazy. We're real good fans and real good friends with Guerilla Publishing, so of course we had to bring another one of their amazing creators on just to see what they got going on. And let me introduce you guys to the amazing Ashley Esper. I'm hoping I pronounced that right.
You
Esper,
did.
right? Okay.
You did.
Cool.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes. So thank you. Good. Hello.
It's amazing to meet you.
It's amazing to meet you. Thank you.
Thank you. Amazing background you have there.
Yeah, a lot of my art, other collections of just autograph. That's my autograph wall.
Okay.
So we've met. I'm a big fan of cartoons, so I go out to meet a lot of the voice actors from some of the cartoons I've watched growing up. So that's a lot of them up there.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
And some other. There's like the guys from House of a Thousand Corpses are up there too. So it's kind of a mixed bag.
Yeah. The Goku just stands out.
Yeah.
He's standing there prominent.
My boyfriend's a huge Dragon Ball fan. We met Sean Shamel. I think that's how you say his name. Yeah. He was very, very cool. And he signed that. He's like, yeah, that's the code. He has to go up there.
Yeah, he's an amazing person. And I think me and your boyfriend just became best friends. But,
I'm sure you guys will be. When you guys meet, you guys will be like that.
Yeah, definitely. So we brought you on here today to talk a little bit about what you do. A creator for Guerilla Publishing.
Yep.
Like we said, big shout outs, big fans of those. But what exactly do you do personally for them?
So I was fortunate enough to be asked to be a part of the Tales from the Cryptic Closet series. I've been kind of self-published for a while. When my first Ralph's book came out, I did it all myself. I put it out myself, printed it, did everything. And then I've been working with Julio and Ben and the guys for, I've met them. And when I met them, that's when I kind of started this whole journey as a comic book artist, con artist and Artist Alley. That whole journey started when I met them. And so they had asked me if I would like to collaborate for Tales from the Cryptic Closet, the first issue. And I said, well, yeah, of course. So I was collaborating with Anthony Cleveland on a story called Teddy, which was about a haunted teddy bear. I don't know if you've seen that one yet.
Yeah.
So that was my first official Guerilla Publishing title, I think, because Ralph's was by itself. And then we just kind of started talking, and they had approached me, said, hey, maybe for Ralph's Volume 2, do you want to come under our wing and be a part of the Guerilla Publishing family? And so I said, of course, you guys are my friends. Like, I wouldn't be here without you guys, and I need all the guidance I can get, because sometimes I feel like I'm kind of flying by the seat of my pants, just throwing it to the wind and seeing what happens. And so, yeah, as soon as that kind of wrapped up, we went on to the promoting for Ralph's 2. And then on to Tales from the Cryptic Closet 2 and 3. So I've just kind of been along for the ride and really appreciated their guidance and everything. But I'm a cartoony type of artist at heart. Like,
you do have I love the classic look. You know what I'm saying, of the Ralph's book. It's really appealing. Some of the cartoon art now to me seems like it gets a little bit lazy.
Mm-hmm.
But this actually has like that classic to the point, you know what I'm saying, art style with good stories. Like I said, love reading Volume 2 to my daughter. She loves the Jelly Bean story. I have to read it to her all the time, and she's become addicted. Don't let Easter roll around, because I have to have like a pound of Starburst jelly beans.
Oh boy.
Like ready to go, and they have to go in like a Ziploc bag. She can't have them in the bag. She has to hold them so she can see them. Like, this is a lot of jelly beans.
Hey, at least it's not a garbage bag. Yeah. Like in the actual book.
Yeah, so it's pretty interesting. Where did you come up with the idea from Ralph?
So I was just doodling years ago. I just kind of restarted. I'm a graphic designer. That's my day job. And I've always been an artist, a cartoonist, even when I was young. And I thought the practical way to have a career in art is to do something that's like more corporate, like a graphic designer. And so I stopped drawing for a little while. So that was a few years ago. I kind of started to get back into it. I was drawing fan art characters I already know. But, I said, I should probably try to take my hand at something that, nobody's seen before. And so I just kind of doodling one day and I just drew a dog, and it was Ralph with the black ears.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just him. And I just kind of just started drawing him in different positions, different scenarios, just kind of like one-offs, just character sketches essentially. And then one day I drew a second one, and that's the Ralph with the 2 white ears and like the black paws. So, okay, there's 2 of them now. So maybe this could, be something. And just kind of just started drawing them into silly scenarios that, like a lot of Looney Tunes and a lot of the cartoons that I bring up. It doesn't have to make sense, so to speak. It's just, whimsical and funny. And it's funny that a lot of the humor that I get, or that I take into Ralph's, is from Looney Tunes and those type of cartoons, but a lot of old comedy. Actually, the Jelly Bean story is, are you familiar with the Marx Brothers?
Yes.
So I read Harpo Marx's autobiography, and he talked about one time they had gone to the movies and gone to the candy store, and they said, hey, all we have for black jelly beans is this giant bag. And Harpo took the giant bag of jelly beans to the movies with him. and it was just funny to me. So I thought, that could be a story.
Yeah, very good. Very, very well done at that. Yeah, sparked my daughter's interest
Awesome.
in what was going on. So, you know what I'm saying? That's crazy. But what got you into wanting to be self-published and actually made you take the next step into what you were doing?
I think I just wanted something that was my own. The first con I did was NWI Comic Con. It was the first con I did. And I don't believe I had, it kind of blurs at this point, but I don't think I had the book done at that time. I think I just had an ash can, and I had mostly just prints of my fan art. I had greeting cards and everything, and it was all great, but also it wasn't mine. And so, like my own IP. So I wanted to have something that would resonate with people. And it's like, oh, that's an Ashley Esper creation. That's just not like, oh, she just did some fan art of something. It was something that she like created and put the hard work in. Like I said, I did everything. I didn't have any help on it. And I published it, printed. I worked at a printing company at the time. So I did all the printing myself. And it was just such a labor of love to have it like, and actually in my hands, that I was hooked. I was hooked initially.
Yeah. And I still can't get my hands on that volume 1. I've been trying.
We'll make that happen for you. We'll make that happen for you.
I've been trying, but I have like multiple copies of volume 2. So it works for me.
Yeah,
yeah. But okay. A lot of people actually don't even have like the push to do something like that themselves. Mm-hmm. And obviously your hard work paid off because you got recognized from people who are, were into it doing themselves to start off with, and just thought you were an amazing person to bring on the team. Mm-hmm. What would you say caught their eye to bring you on to Tales in the first place?
Ooh, I don't know. I think because my style, if you look at the whole collection of Tales, even just the first issue, I think my style just brings something different. The first story that I did, the Teddy story, was like suspenseful, thrilling. It actually was a horror type of story, but there was something about the cutesiness of the teddy bear, the cutesiness of the little girl in the story, and it just was something different. Everything else was dark, and that is a dark story, mm-hmm. but I think it added something a little bit different. And then with Tales 2, I did a Ralph story where it was the Ralphs go to a haunted house, and it was the whole like Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein type of deal, where it was just silly nonsense, but still had that little niche of horror. So I like to think that my stuff is like a palate cleanser. I say that all the time. Like it's in theme and it's in the genre, but it also it's a little bit different, and it's like, oh, okay, I can laugh a little bit and and then go back to the serious stuff.
That actually makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
Now thinking about it, just like thinking about it, reading through it, it does it's like the scene right before the climax that's preparing you like where all the heroes are like sitting at the table talking to each other, thinking about good times right before they go to war.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
For the end.
Right. It's a
So
little
yeah,
bit of a breather, like, okay, now we go back into action.
yeah, I could definitely get that.
Yeah.
Love that Teddy story. And come to think about it, the way, the style that it was drawn, the cutesiness of the characters actually added, you know, to the depth of the story.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can dig that. The Guerrilla Publishing seems to pick up a lot of good talent, and
Agreed.
they just had an amazing Kickstarter
Yes.
for Tales from the Cryptic Closet. Blew it out the water. I don't even think they expected to have that type of.
None of us did. None of us did. Even with Tales 2. Tales 2 was at the height of the pandemic. And we
Yeah,
were like, if it happens, it happens. And it just, we have the greatest fan base. It's awesome.
yeah. Well, y'all got me. So you
Yeah.
know, I'm a fan for life now.
Awesome.
I'm still trying to get some of the shirts Julio designed.
Mhm.
Like I'll pay extra.
He's so wicked talented.
Yeah, he really is. But so are you, and
Thank
that's the
you.
whole thing. They're making sure that they're surrounding themselves with talented people in different types of aspects and creating like this super team. I look at y'all like the Justice League. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Of comics, and it's crazy because
I love it.
everything I read, everything y'all do is really good. Now we brought you on here because of course you have your amazing Ralphs, you know what I'm saying, are going on. I just love this so much because it's not only a good read, it's actually something that, you know, I could sit down with my kids and talk about, but actually enjoy myself, you know.
That's awesome. That's the goal.
Yeah, but you got something big coming up. And right off the Tales from the Cryptic Closet Kickstarter, you guys are doing a Ralph Kickstarter that's going to start September 15th.
That's right.
Could you tell us a little bit about that and what's going on?
So Bones in the Attic is an anthology collection. It has volume 1 and volume 2. So you can get your hands on volume 1 if you wanted it in the there's also the very, very, very first edition of Ralph's, which was from the flipped book double issue of Ralph's and Deathbag.
Okay.
So Deathbag volume 3 was, so I kind of misspoke the first time. That was actually the first time that we, as Guerrilla Publishing, worked together because Julio asked me if I would be interested in submitting just a short story for the flip side, which I've never done before. I'm still kind of a baby when it comes to like the comic scene. You know, I have a collection. I have my own collection of things I like, but when it comes to the big lore and everything, I'm still kind of learning. So I said, yeah, sure, I'm down. And we hit it off, and that was the same thing. Like once I got my hands on that book and that cover was in my hands, I was like, this is mine. It was just, it was an unbelievable feeling. So for Bones in the Attic, it is the first issue there, the first 2 issues or volumes, and then there's a complete brand new 3rd volume that hasn't been released yet. It hasn't been released on its own. It hasn't been released in a collection. So this will be all new stories, all new, there's bonus pages that weren't featured in the first pressing. So the people who do have issues volume 1 and 2 are going to get bonus pages. So they feel like, oh, you know, get something new in there. And so it's a 60-page book, just full of all the Ralph's humor and all the Ralph's goodies that you can possibly imagine. And we also are doing, you know, stickers, buttons, t-shirts, all kinds of rewards that we have in store.
Okay. Now is it going to be limits to certain tiers when it goes to? Is it a get there as soon as you can?
There will be limits to certain tiers. Yes.
Okay.
Offhand, I can't remember. I know that just the book itself is completely unlimited. I have limited stock on some of my rewards, so that's why, you know, we'll see how many people want it. If we want to do an upgrade or a re-up on some of the t-shirts or the buttons, we can absolutely do that. We'll just see what the people want.
Oh, I'm coming for the top tier.
Yes.
I'm coming for the top tier.
Yes.
If I have to do a collection, if I have to do a Kickstarter myself, just so I can kickstart the campaign, we're gonna get it done.
Yes.
Yeah. So tell me about some of that's going to be huge. That is going to be huge.
I'm
tell me
very
about
excited.
some of the cartoons or some of the media that inspires you in your art or inspires you to go ahead and write what you write.
I love comedy. I love silly puns. I love silly humor. Just anything that's just like, it kind of makes you go, those kind of jokes that make you go, oh my goodness, or they just make you laugh out loud. I'm definitely 100% inspired by Looney Tunes, Warner Brothers cartoons in general, especially Animaniacs. That's my favorite cartoon of all time. I like I said, the Marx Brothers and that kind of comedy. A lot of the Muppets humor,
Okay.
and it's funny because if you go back, it's I started as the cartoon fan, and then I became a Muppets fan later in life, and then I became I into the Marx Brothers type of thing. And you go down the line and you see that like, oh, a lot of this humor just graduated as it went on. So I can see where a lot of my humor comes into play because it all kind of stems from the same place. So that's what a lot of the Ralphs is like this. It's not like a huge continuing story. Right. Or like a saga. There is a cliffhanger in volume 2, which will be continued in volume 3 in the anthology. But I just like the short bursts of just silliness. And that's what the Looney Tunes cartoons where, Bugs and Daffy were, rabbit season, duck season, but then there's another cartoon where Daffy is a salesman and he's going to this person's house who just doesn't want anything that you're selling, but he's just adamant and he's persistent. And just the silliness that comes with that. It's just, I've always been drawn to it. It's never left as I grew up or grew older. And I feel like if it's funny to me, somebody else is going to get drawn to it. Somebody else is going to appreciate that humor and that silliness. So I just want to share that with everybody and keep it alive. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're 110%. Right about that. I think that's why when I sit down and like I'm watching different cartoons and stuff with the kids, why something like I don't know if you're familiar with like Bluey on Disney Channel.
Recently I've discovered Bluey, yeah.
Yeah, but the fact that each episode is only about 7 minutes long, each one, what I'm saying, is just a different story, teach a lesson, but it's just hilarious. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's them just those short spurts that she would rather just sit there and binge and watch Bluey and see different stories than actually sit down and watch something like Frozen, or anything like that. And I found myself being more attentive to her and sitting down and enjoying myself because it is that type of context when it comes to a cartoon that we grew up with, what I'm saying, in that same style. So it's something that I can relate to her. And I notice off of that, I get her to watch Looney Tunes, get her to watch Animaniacs, different things. And yeah. So, I mean, I'm waiting on the Ralph's cartoon to start. Like,
oh, that's the plan. That's the overall plan. Just get into the hands of people, just the right people, the right time.
Yeah.
How old's your daughter?
I have a 4-year-old and a 1-year-old.
Oh, that's awesome.
And even the 1-year-old, the reason why I have more than one copy of Ralph's is because the autograph copy stays up.
Yeah.
But the reason why I have more than one copy is because they tend to destroy stuff, or they want Ralph to be blue instead of white.
Hey.
So get them a couple of their own copies and let them do what they want to do as long as they're seeing something that I feel is good for them. And that's what I like. I feel a lot of whether it's comics, whether it's art, there's nothing that really merges something that you can actually enjoy with your child. It's either a too mature of a theme or too childish of a thing for you to be able to get into. And to me, this just, melds the two together and gives you something that you can enjoy as a family. And that's honestly, as a parent, what I appreciate from you and what you created.
I love hearing that. That's absolutely 100% the goal. I don't want it to be pigeonholed. You know what I mean? I want it to be liked and appreciated by any and all ages, types, everything.
Yeah. And it's even, I don't think he knows I did this yet, but he should get it in the mail pretty soon. I actually took like a picture of, because my co-host for the Hero Report that we do, every Sunday we break down nerd and geek pop culture, all the news from the week. And he just announced that he's having his first child.
Oh, wonderful.
So like I took like my favorite characters and stuff like that and had them put on a onesie, and Ralph is on there, like Ralph, Michelangelo, different stuff. And I sent that to him, and he should get it, like, I think in like the next couple of days. I know he's gonna be like, who is that? And then he's gonna see this interview and be like, oh. So
you are making my heart so happy right now. Yeah, I appreciate that so much.
Also send him a copy of volume 2 because I just feel like every kid should be read this book. at least once.
Oh my gosh. I'm so
So,
happy.
yeah, you literally don't understand. Like, I'm fanboying right now.
I love
Like,
it.
and
I
I'm
have
trying,
fans.
and trying to stay like it mellow. And I think Julio's gonna get
Oh.
mad because I didn't fanboy out for him like this. So it was like, just give me my tails and
Yeah.
go start the next one. You know what I'm saying? Type thing. I'm like really excited about this again, because this is not something just for me. It's something that I'm sharing with my kids. So I really appreciate what you're doing.
I
So
appreciate that. Thank you.
is there anything else you want to give the fans to get them prepared for what's going on with the Kickstarter?
I'm doing the podcast circuit as much as I can do. Our launch day is Wednesday, September 15th. And I will be at Creative Comics in Griffith if you'd like to come by. I'll be there pretty much all day.
Oh, I'm definitely coming. I love them over there.
Okay.
I love them over there. Jim's my man.
Jim's great. He's so great.
Man. Yeah.
The following week, I'll be at First Aid Comics in Hyde Park in Chicago.
Okay.
That's my home. That's my homestead over there. It's around the corner. And I'm probably gonna go live a bunch and just do some drawings. But stay tuned and tell me what you guys want to see. I'll be sure to send you some coloring pages for sure, so that you can give them to the babies. Yeah, and just keep an eye out. I'll be posting updates. You can follow me at Skulls and Sketches or at the Ralphs. You see it at the bottom there. And Guerilla Publishing also as well. And yeah, just promoting and just getting it out there to get it into you guys' hands.
Definitely, man. For all you Nerd Mixes A+ out there, you always tell us that you're trying to see more artists, more creators. This is definitely somebody that you should follow, Miss Ashley Esper. Please support the Kickstarter. Check out September 15th. Let's see. I'm gonna check to see if I'm working. If I'm not working, I might call off. Be totally honest with you. I hope my boss doesn't hear this. But nah, I'm gonna be there, and I might even, you know what I'm saying, shoot some live video for the fans and stuff like that.
Yes.
Get it?
Absolutely.
Are you gonna have merch on deck?
I will have merch. I'll have I have a bunch of prints. I'll have a bunch of Ralph's prints that's like exclusive, like one day, day of the launch type of deal. I have greeting cards. I will probably have stickers. So
all right, I'm coming to buy merch.
Yes.
And for you people who are fans of A+ Hero Report, I'm gonna give away some merch. So make sure y'all check out. Make sure y'all commenting below right here. Make sure you go follow at Skulls and Sketches, at the Ralphs, at Guerilla Publishing, because you are going to have a chance to just go ahead and get some wonderful merch. You know what I'm saying? From Miss Ashley Esper. So I definitely will be there.
Awesome.
All right. Kickstarter starts September 15th. Make sure you follow her. It was great talking to you.
It was great talking to you too. Thank you.
Yeah, can't wait to have another conversation.
Yes.
Tell your boyfriend I'm ready to sit down and have a real talk about Dragon Ball Super.
He's so excited. He's already excited. He doesn't even know it yet. I know he's excited.
Right. I definitely might have to bring him on the round table, because we do have a round table coming up. We're having a serious talk about Dragon Ball Super and like where the manga's going and all that. So
please keep in touch. He would love to do that. Absolutely.
Definitely. We'll do that. But thank you for coming in. Thank you for coming on. I'll let you get to your day.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
No problem at all.
All right.
Y'all saw that. That's Miss Ashley Esper. Make sure y'all go check her out. Like we said, at Skulls and Sketches. I totally forgot, so I'm just gonna go ahead and just put this up right quick. At Skulls and Sketches, at the _ Ralphs, and at Guerilla Publishing. Make sure you follow them. Instagram, Facebook. Very talented individuals over there at Guerilla Publishing. That's why we support them. And I'm hoping that I didn't even ask them if they're going to be a C2E2 this year in December. You know what I'm saying? I'll keep y'all posted on that, because I know we're going to be there, and hopefully we can see them there, and where you get in touch with the fans and everything like that. So as always, as we always do, we want to thank you guys for tuning in, and we're going to let Adam talk about the Patreon, and we will catch y'all later. I will get that Hills review up today. Don't worry about it. I'll get it up. All right, guys. Till next time. Keep it A+. This has been a Nerd Mix.
If you enjoy our content and want to be a part of helping our channel grow, become a patron supporter. We have affordable tiers to choose from that offer a variety of exclusive and early access content, from audio files for all of our shows for you to enjoy on the road, access to our Discord community, and plenty of reactions, reviews, character breakdowns, and more. Check us out at patreon.com/A+opinions. And as always, remember, like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification so anytime we drop a brand new video, you will be notified.